announcements for any equipment that you might need today. Just if you have small dumbbells, any sort of little weights, I have some soup cans here. You will need those. If you have any issues with balance, a chair might be helpful today just to hold on to. And lastly, I have a yoga mat here for some exercises we'll be doing on the floor. If you don't have one, that's okay. I promise it's nothing too intense. But we'll go ahead and get started. First, we're just gonna start either walking or jogging in place. Make sure you get your arms moving too, get the blood flowing everywhere, not just in your legs. So I'm just gonna do a nice little march here. If you wanna speed it up a little bit, get that heart pumping, that's all right too. So after we do a warm up today, I have 3 sets of 3 different exercises that we'll do. We'll go through those each 2 times. I'm not gonna give you a number that you're trying to reach. We'll just do it for about 20 seconds each. So if you get 6, that's okay. If you get 10, awesome. And if you can keep going, keep going. So if you're good with walking, try to speed it up a little bit now maybe. Get that heart rate up. If you need to move a little bit, that's okay too. If you need to swing your arms a little bit more, this is a good time to do that. And good, it looks like we are all moving. So next I have some gates. We're gonna open the gate and close the gate. I'm gonna have my hands on my hips just for some balance. I'll lift my right leg, open the gate, and step down. Left one, knee up, open the gate, and step down. So let's do a couple of those. I'll give you a side view, up, over, step down. Try to keep your body up nice and straight so we're not leaning. You should be standing straight up, open the gate, and step down. Really working those hips, getting them nice and loose. And looks like we got the hang of that, so I'll let you do a couple more, and then we will close the gate. All right, so closing the gate, I'm sure you can guess, we are just going to do the opposite of that. So you'll start out here, lift, pull it back in, and step straight down. So you start with your hip open, bring it to the front, and step down. From the side, it'll look like this. Pretend you have a little object on the ground that you are stepping over and back down. Again, if you have any issues with balance, it might be nice just to have a chair just to hold on to a little bit. Still can stand up nice and straight while holding your balance here and closing the gate. Good. Couple more of those and then we'll get into our next warm-up exercise. Okay, so shake out those legs if you need to, because next we are doing some jumping jacks. If you don't want to go too hard, you can just do step out ones. Otherwise, we can get moving on jumping jacks. We won't do this too long. This is just a warm up, so don't worry. Good, let's try to get 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Hope everyone's heart rate is up there. We have 1 more warm-up exercise. We're gonna stretch out our hamstrings. So I'll show you from the side view first. Feet together. Step 1 leg out. We're gonna bend and scoop. So as you saw when I went down with the legs stepping forward, there's a little bit of a bend. You should feel a stretch right here. And scoop. Make sure you alternate legs. So step out, down as far as you can. As you can see, I'm not super flexible, so my hands are not getting anywhere near the ground. That's okay. Just feeling that stretch. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can put your foot out, lift your toe up, and same thing. Good. That concludes our warm-up. If you need to get a drink quick before we get moving, that's awesome. Otherwise, let's try to stay moving in between sets today. Nice little Saturday morning workout. So the first exercise I have this morning is a lateral lunge. If you want some sort of weight to hold on to, whether it be in your hands, hold it in front of you, or unweighted, that's okay. Lateral lunge. So standing in a nice neutral position, take a step out, and sitting down. From the side view, it's a nice step out, and I'm sitting back. Again, stepping out, sitting back. You should feel a nice pull here. Your glutes should be firing, and as low as you can while keeping it comfortable. And make sure you're alternating sides. Again, sitting back, not leaning too far forward, keeping those knees over your toe or a little bit behind, and back up. The farther you step out, the more of a stretch you'll get. If that's too far, even a nice little step and sitting back will be helpful. All right, let's try to do 3 more on each side. And if you're done with those, we're moving in place in between today. Next, we have an arm exercise. We're gonna do some flies. You'll feel this in your arms and in your back. So I'm gonna use a weight this time. And you start here at a nice neutral position. And we're gonna pull them up towards our shoulders. So from the back, you're here, and you should be pinching your shoulder blades together. From the side, keep your back nice and straight, and up here. So you're at a nice angle, coming up at an angle, really pinch those shoulder blades together. If you don't want any weight, if it's too much, you can just be here and here. Nice to not have some weight just to make sure you're doing it right. Your hands should be facing forward at the end. Good. Really pinch those shoulder blades together a little bit more each time now that we're warmed up. And hold it for a second if you feel that nice stretch. Good, a couple more. If you're tired, just walk in place. Get a drink of water, whatever you need to do. Everyone else is still working for a couple more. Awesome, so you can actually put your weights down. We're gonna go on the floor for a nice little, it's a tough little ab exercise this morning. So I'm gonna be here on my mat in a plank position. So from my elbows or my forearms, my body is nice and flat. As you can see, I'm not up like this. So nice and flat, and we're gonna do some plank ups. So we start here, and we go to our hands and back down. Up, up, down, down. If that is too difficult, you can just hold this plank position right here for a little bit. So up, up, down, down, Maybe switch which hand you start with. This one's really, really tough. So again, if it's too difficult, just try to hold this plank position. We won't do it too long. Try to get a couple. And good, it looks like everyone has it. That one is tough. I won't make you do it too long. So when you're ready, you can stand up again. Shake out your arms a little bit. I know that one is hard. And that was our third exercise. So we're gonna go back to the first one, which was our lateral lunge. This time I'll use some weight. So again, we're here. Take a nice step out and sitting back. Switching sides, nice step out and sit back. Good, looks like everyone remembers this one. Remember, if this one's difficult, just a little step out and sitting, you should still feel it. If you're on our Zoom exercise this morning, Greg, he's on here. He's also part of Up and Moving. He'll be doing a lot of these exercises from a side view. So if at any point you need a side view to see if you're doing it right, make sure you look at Greg's screen. Couple more on each side and then we will move on. And good, walk it out if you want, do a couple more if you want. We will move on to the flies in a few seconds. So if you didn't have weights for the lunges and you want to use them for this one, now's a good time to grab those. And again, we start here in a nice neutral position and up at an angle towards our shoulders, really pinching our shoulder blades together. Pretend like you're trying to grab a pencil and hold it between your shoulder blades. If it's too difficult with a weight, this one, I promise you will still feel unweighted, so don't feel bad if it's tough. Just switch to unweighted. Good, just a few more seconds. Then we can drop our weights and get back into those plank ups. I know you missed them. And good. I'll give you a few seconds to grab a drink of water or get set up on your mat or on your floor again, and then we'll get into our plank ups. So about a 10-second break and then we'll get into it. All right, so again, starting in a plank position from our forearms. If this feels difficult enough, feel free to stay here. Try to keep that neck, back, butt, all neutral, nice and flat. If you're looking for a challenge on this Saturday morning, we are going to go up, up, down, down. Try to switch which arm you're starting with. And if you need a little break, you can break here for a few seconds, and then maybe you're ready for another one. Few more seconds. I know this one's tough. Everyone's looking good on those Zoom videos. And good. Woo! I am sweating already. So get up, shake out whichever you need. Next, we're gonna go into some calf raises. So take a few seconds. If you want any weights for this one, feel free to grab some free weights, some little dumbbells, maybe a backpack or a heavy textbook to hold on to here, because we are doing calf raises. I'm gonna use a chair just for a little balancing assistance. I'll show you from the side first. I want you to try to do these nice and slow. So we're here, and we go up, and nice and controlled back down. So we're up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Okay, so don't just want this, nice and slow, and nice and slow, keeping that body straight up and down. So if you want some weights, now's a good time to grab them. And we're up and back down. Good. Keep those toes pointed forward if you can. If you need to have them out a tiny bit, that's okay. Try to keep them forward. Nice and controlled on the way up and the way down. Feeling a nice slow burn in those calf muscles. Excellent. I'll let you finish a couple more if you want them. If you're feeling good, you can shake out those ankles, loosen up those calf muscles. And I'm gonna keep my weights for this one. It is an arm exercise. So just some little hand weights if you have them, otherwise unweighted is fine. So we're gonna do a curl into a shoulder press, and then back down. So start with our weights here. Nice curl, turn our hands so they're facing forward and straight up. And then back down the same way you came. So nice fluid motion, like this. So again, a curl, turn those arms so they're facing forward and up. If you have any shoulder pain, just feel free to stick here with the curls right now. If not, try to turn those hands facing forward into a shoulder press. Good. It looks like everyone on Zoom has the hang of it. I hope if you're joining us from Facebook or our YouTube channel that you have this as well. Nice and easy, one fluid motion. Really waking up all parts of our arm with this one. Good, I'll give you a few more seconds. If you're done, shake out your arms. You can walk a little bit. Otherwise, continue with what you're doing. I will say, after we're done with this, we're gonna go back on the floor for another ab exercise. So I hope you're ready. And good, you can set your weights down. You don't need them for this one. This time I will start laying on my back. So I'm here. You can put your hands under your butt if you want, or just next to you. And we'll lift our legs straight up as far as we can, that's comfortable. And then slowly back down. Don't touch the ground, just hover right above it. And back up. Slow and controlled back down. And don't touch the ground. If you can only go up this far, that's okay. And back down. If you need a little break, feel free to rest in this position for a few seconds. And then let's try to get a couple more. Up and back down. Should be feeling this right in your abs. Maybe a little bit in your legs if they're tired. Good, I'll give you time for a couple more. Try to get one or two. I know this one's tough again. And when you're ready, you get back up. Grab a drink if you need to. Now's a good time. That was our third exercise again. So we'll get back into the first one, which was our calf raises. If you did them last time unweighted and it was too easy, maybe grab a weight this time. If it was too difficult, set your weights down. Good. Couple more seconds for everyone to get on their feet, grab their weights or their chair for some balance assistance. Toes facing forward, up, nice and slow, and down. Good. And again, from the side, if you're just joining us, we're doing calf raises, up, nice and slow, and down, nice and controlled. Up, and back down. Good. All right, looks like everyone is slowing down a little bit. So we will move on. Remember the next one as our curl into our shoulder press. So again, from the side, I'm standing up nice and straight. Curl up to my shoulder. Turn my hands facing forward and straight up. Back down the same way that you came. Whenever you're ready, weighted or unweighted, go ahead. If it's too difficult to do the shoulder press, just stick with these curls. Awesome. If your arms are getting a little bit tired, feel free to take a break, either just resting or just stick with some curls for a second and get back into these shoulder presses. A few more seconds here, and then we'll move on to those leg raises again. I know you all can't wait for that. So finish up your last couple here, and then you can set your weights down and get situated on the floor. So again, nice and flat on my back. I like to have my hands tucked under my butt a little bit, just so I can hold myself on the ground better. Starting with our feet out here, up as high as we can, that's comfortable. Slow and controlled back down. Don't touch the ground, and back up. So really resist when you get to this part, and back up. If this is too difficult, you can take a little break in between. Just come slow and controlled down, hold it for a second, and rest. Start again, up, slow and controlled down, take a rest. Try to get one or two more, then feel free to get up on your feet again. Don't forget to grab a drink of water in between. And good. That was the end of our second set of those 3 exercises. You don't see any more leg raises today. Next, we're gonna do a variation of a squat. So I actually want you to start with your feet together. Take a step out so they're at shoulder width, and down. Up, back in, then the other way. So out to shoulder width, we're back at neutral, and down. From the side, again, make sure, step, and we're sitting back. My knees are just over my toes, not too far if you need to go over, but we're sitting back. So you start together, little step out at neutral, and down. Just go down as far as is comfortable. You can only do a quarter squat here. That's okay. Good work. I like to keep my hands here just for balance. You can still do it with the weight and keep your balance. You actually use them to keep you grounded at center. So if you want to grab a weight, this is a good way to hold them. Or if you're feeling really strong, hold them straight out in front of you. Work your arms too. Good. Try to get one or two more. When you're done, shake out your legs. If you keep going, that's okay. It's a really good exercise. All right, looks like we are all ready to move on. So if you need a quick drink of water, you can grab that. Otherwise, for this one, I'm gonna show you unweighted first, but you are more than welcome to use a weight. We're gonna start with our hands just neutral right in front of us. And we're gonna do front raise, just to shoulder height, down, and then side raises, back down. So there's a nice continuation of this. If you have weight, start here, forward, and up. So as you can see, I'm stopping here. You don't need to go higher than just shoulder height. Good. I will say, even just little weights for this one really gives you a good workout. You don't need anything super heavy for this one. Well done. And from the side, if you need this view, keeping my back nice and straight the whole time. Really engage that core. Keep your back and your abs nice in line. Good. Almost done, almost done. Good. My arms are getting tired, so I'm gonna set my weights down, shake them out while I walk for a second. Good. And those of you joining us from Zoom, looks like we are ready to move on. So I do have one more ab exercise. So we are gonna go on the floor again, on our back again. And this one, I don't know if there's a more technical name for it, but I call it dead bug. So you start here, laying, all fours kind of just up in the air a little bit. And at the same time, you're gonna reach your opposite arm, opposite leg. So my right arm, my left leg are gonna reach straight back and straight out. And then back up, and then we switch. So your one arm and leg stay up in the air, while the other ones extend. Try to keep your foot from touching the ground. Try to keep it above the ground. If you need to rest it, that's okay. And if you just need a break at any time, rest your legs. I know we've been working them hard today, so just sit here for a few seconds. And when you're feeling ready, try to get a couple more in. Few more seconds and then we'll move back on to our first exercise. Good stuff. If you want to finish a couple more, go right ahead. Otherwise, you can stand up, shake out those limbs, wake that bug back up. If you don't remember what our first exercise was in this set, it was the lateral squat or lateral step out to a squat. So again, feet together, step out to neutral and down. If you want to grab a weight, you can do that before you get started. Otherwise, jump right into it. Not giving you much of a break today. So if at any time you need one, feel free to just stop, grab some water, and get back into it. Again, if you're on Zoom, you can always take a look at Greg's screen. He's showing you a nice side view of all of these exercises. Looking good, everyone. Keep it up. This is our last set before we do a cool down. So we're almost there. And then you can go out and enjoy this nice December sunshine in the UP. If you're joining us from outside the UP, I hope you get some sun too. Just quite rare that we have some this time of year. Good, and just a couple more. Then we'll get into our lateral and side raises. Good. All right, if you didn't have a weight and you want to wait for this one, go ahead and grab those. While we wait for everyone to grab a drink, just moving, keep moving today. And good, looks like we're all pretty much back to where we need to be. So again, raising just to shoulder height, down, out to our sides, and back down. Excellent. No need to go above your shoulder height for this one. Looking good, everyone. My shoulders are gonna be tired after this exercise today. Good, maybe 2 or 3 more in each front and lateral. And then you can set your weights down or shake out your arms. Whew. That is a good one. Doesn't look like much, but you really start to feel it. And I'll give you a few more seconds. And remember, we're back down on our floor or on our mat, whatever we have available for dead bug. If anyone knows the real name for this, feel free to let me know. So again, all fours kind of just hanging in the air, and then opposite arm, opposite leg, reach. Don't touch the floor if you can help it. Really try to resist. Get a nice ab exercise this morning. Again, if you need a little break, just let your legs hang down, touch the floor, and back up and try to get a couple more. We're almost done here, and then we'll get into our cool down. Good, so if you're ready to get back up, you can do that. If you like that one, get a couple more in. We'll be ready in about 15 seconds to do our cool down. All right, looks like we're all back up on our feet, or almost. So we're gonna start our cool down, same way we started this workout. Just walk it out. Shake those arms out. You can march to get them moving. Shake them out here, do some circles, whatever you'd like. Just nice and slow. You don't need to jog this time. We're trying to bring that heart rate back down. Good. Hope everyone is ready to enjoy their Saturday after getting a good sweat on this morning. We will go into a figure 4 stretch, so you might want something to help your balance with this one. If not, you can do it unsupported, and you're just gonna bring your leg up here, get a nice stretch in with our hip. If you want, or if you can always sit down into it and just rest your leg here and get more of a stretch. So from the side, here, and if we want, sit into it, get a nice pull in here. So hold that for a few seconds on one side. And once you feel like you've had a good stretch, remember you can always just stand up here and hold it. Shake that leg out, and the other side. Made you activate your hips quite a bit today, so I'm helping you stretch them out before I send you on. And good. Shake out those legs a little bit. For this one, if you are near a wall, it will be helpful. If not, you can do it elsewhere. I'll show you 2 variations. We're gonna stretch out our calves. I know those nice slow calf raises kind of burn sometimes. So if you have a wall, just put your toe up on the wall and lean into it a little bit. You can feel it right down in here. If you aren't near a wall, you can get down on the ground again and cross your legs and this bottom foot here. I'm gonna try to flatten it. Again, stretching out this calf muscle. Hold one side for about 10, 15 seconds. Once you feel like you've had a good stretch, go ahead and switch sides. All right, and last stretch. I know I was kind of mean today, made you really work those shoulders. So just a nice pull across here if you can. Hopefully your heart rate is going back down finally. Get a nice stretch in before you go on with your day. And once we've gotten that side, shake it out a little bit. Go to the other side. Just a nice little pull, nothing too drastic. Just supporting it so it stays upright. And this is our last stretch, so thank you for joining us today. Yes, thank you. It's Saturday morning. It's nice to get up and sweat a little bit. Feel free to stay on for a couple minutes after if you have any questions or feedback. Otherwise, just as a reminder, Up and Moving, we have exercises on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday is at 6 p.m. and Thursday is at 9:30 a.m. And then again, Saturdays at 10 a.m. So I hope to see you again, and thank you again.